Welcome back. Now we're here with Hajan Mainda and David Martin of the Leadership Chattanooga Alumni Association to discuss LCAA and the Your Vote Matters initiative. Hajan, why don't we start off with an overview of LCAA and what you're about?
Yeah, thanks for having us, Rob and Ron. Leadership Chattanooga Alumni Association is a membership organization of Leadership Chattanooga graduates. Our mission is to engage our diverse membership in networking, continued leadership training, and opportunities to develop and enhance Chattanooga's community as a whole.
So talk to us a little bit about how the Your Vote initiative, Your Vote Counts initiative plays into that role.
Yeah, so it's part of our civic engagement, and every election cycle we've thought of doing something to enhance awareness. And in the past we've done coffee with the candidates, but this time we wanted to be more feet on the ground, for lack of better terms. And so we decided how are we, our main goals were enhance awareness or increase awareness, engage, educate, and ultimately to increase the number of registered voters to go out to the polls and vote, because at the end of the day, your vote does indeed matter.
So David, tell us a little bit about how this idea came about. Y'all sitting around a table and...
Yeah. Actually, so on the back end of the most recent city elections in 2013, I wrote a column for the Times Free Press pretty much bemoaning the low voter turnout. I think the number for that election was 16% of registered voters went out and cast ballots. And you know, I pretty much was just saying, hey, Chattanooga as a community, we can do better than this. And Mike Sarvis, who is the now president of the Leadership Chattanooga Alumni Association, took that column to the board. Hajan was the president at that time, and said, hey, this is an initiative that we can kind of get behind, a cause that we can back. So we sat down, formed a committee, did some theorizing about what were some achievable wins that could be made, things that we could actually go out and put our efforts behind and win on. And there was a lot of excitement in the room. And I think what doubled that excitement was when we realized we needed to turn out to community partners. We looked at a long list of other organizations that we wanted to draw in. And once we reached out to them, we realized that there was a lot of energy behind it, a lot of excitement behind it, and that really put some momentum into our initiative.
So talk about the results. What kind of difference did the campaign make?
Well, we saw a huge increase in early voting numbers. So we were actually really able to engage, and it's amazing how the impact of social media. We put up a Facebook Your Vote Matters page, and in the 2.5 weeks that we had to get this initiative up on its feet, we had, wow, pretty close to 800 likes or followers. And so we had several access points to get the education out and to engage them, but we found Facebook to be more effective, which is kind of weird for me, but we were able to increase the early voting numbers, and I'm sure you guys saw in the papers that the numbers increased. And also the age, the average age of the voter did actually drop. So we think that our initiative played a very big role. And David talked a little bit about the partners. We could not have done this just Leadership Chattanooga by ourselves. We partnered with like-minded groups in town, and we total of about 15. So it was great.
Well, you got 30 years of classes of leadership graduates, and they're all plugged into some really, you know, the important places in town, because it is a leadership class. That had to help your effectiveness too, immediately.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Certainly, and I think casting an eye forward is, you know, obviously we want this initiative to have a long shelf life. And the great thing about it being housed within Leadership Chattanooga is that's a long-running program that's going to be around. So this program can run in perpetuity and have a good lifespan. The next phase is figuring out what we could have done better, put what we did do well on steroids, and then look at things that we can do better, and also figure out ways that we can find more partners out there who can help us do that. I think the business community is going to be a key cog in that moving forward.
Absolutely. Very true.
So you do plan on keeping going with this initiative, and it will continue as a community partnership led by LCAA?
Absolutely, and like David said, we think that the business sector has got a role to play, and a very big role next time around, and so we will be engaging a lot of folks.
Well, thank you both for being here today. That's all we have time for this segment, and we'll be right back after the break.